Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of I Watch TikTok so you don't have to. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on this series, so I'm going to continue to bring you these videos. And today I'm going to introduce you to this content creator whose name is Selena. She is a professional makeup artist in Canada. She has over 500,000 followers on TikTok. She mainly does makeup for weddings, but she also does a lot of makeup lessons that she films for her TikTok. She offers a lot of product advice, and recently I came across a video of hers where she spoke about the makeup look that she feels looks good on everyone. And I don't think anyone could argue that it's not a beautiful look. I mean, you've got glowing skin, you've got a sort of minimalist but beautiful eye look, a glossy, youthful lip. What's not to like? So I decided that today I am going to take you step by step through her process and my process for following along with someone else's makeup tutorial. I've gotten feedback from a lot of you over the years that you will often sit down at your vanity with one of my tutorials playing and you will follow along, sometimes using the exact same products, sometimes using what you have in your collection, which is honestly what I recommend. I don't think that you should be running out to buy every single product specifically because it's what I used in the video. I would say 99% of the time you can achieve a nearly identical look using similar products, not necessarily the exact ones. So as I said, I'll be taking you through my process and how I might switch things up based on my skin type and the products I have already in my stash. So without any further ado, we are going to follow along with Selena's beautiful makeup look to see if this makeup truly will look good on anyone, especially someone with mature skin. By the way, if you're new to my channel, I am 50 years old. I do not have any Botox, no fillers, and I do not use any sort of filters on any of my YouTube videos. So now I'm gonna let you hear from Selena.
Everyone looks good in this look because it's enhancing your features and making your skin look amazing. So let me show you how to do it step by step. First step is we need a radiance booster underneath our foundation so that our skin has that kind of glow from within. This is the shade Fair Light from the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I'm just gonna apply this all over my face.
So right off the bat, she's using a product that I am not going to use. I will not be placing any sort of glowy, luminizing product on my skin. And that is simply because when you have oily skin, your natural oils are going to start coming through, giving you a glow regardless. And for most of us with oily skin, more is not more. We do not want any extra glow. And also, a lot of times these types of products, like the one she's using from e.l.f. and the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, those can accentuate large pores and texture on the skin. I mean, is it a hard and fast rule that if you have oily skin and large pores, you can't use any type of glowy product? No, if it works for you, that's great. And if I were still doing makeup on brides like I did many years ago, I would most likely be using that type of product as well on my brides with normal to dry or very dry skin. Now, the next thing Selena does is her brows. A lot of makeup artists will apply brows before doing their eyeshadow or any of their foundation. I try that. I've tried it many times and it just doesn't work for me. I end up having to do my brows twice because I'll do my brows and then when I go to put my foundation on later, I always end up taking off part of the brow that I've drawn on because as you can see, I have very sparse blonde brows. But for the sake of continuity with this video, with Selena's video, I'm going to do them now and just keep my fingers crossed that I don't have to redo them. So she's using the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I have that product, but the shade I have is taupe, I believe, and the pen portion has turned into this sort of green color, so it's not usable. I'm going to use what is really one of my favorite brow dual-ended pen-pencil combos. It's this one from Valentino. It's actually called a brow trio because it has the spoolie to brush up your brows, and then it has a pencil as well as the pen on the other side. And what I like to do for my brows is fill in with the pencil first and then take the pen portion and make some hair-like strokes. There really is no right or wrong way to do this. Just use the method that you find easiest. Now, even though Selena doesn't do this in her video, this is a step that I can never not do. I always feel like I have to carve out my brows just because I can't seem to get them angled right without doing this. So I'm just taking a synthetic brush and a little concealer. I use this palette from Makeup Forever. And if you've watched any of my tutorials before, you see me do this every time. So just because a makeup artist isn't doing it in their tutorial doesn't mean that you can't do the steps that you know work for you or give you the best result.
My concealer, I'm going to use the Milani Supercharged in the color Peach. Anytime you use a concealer that has a peach undertone, it works really well to conceal any darkness, purple color on top of your eyes, or any blue undertones. So I'm just going to blend this in with my finger and put it all the way across my lid.
I don't own the Milani product that she's using, but this video makes me want to go buy it. So on my next trip to Ulta, I will probably pick it up just to see how it compares to my other peachy brighteners that I use. I actually really love for the under eyes this Catrice under eye brightener. I've spoken about it quite a few times in recent videos. Because I have oily lids, I'm not going to use it because it is very emollient. It's very creamy, which makes it perfect for a drier under eye, but not so perfect for putting shadows on top. So I am going to use this Huda Beauty corrector that I have. I'm gonna put a little bit on the center of my eyes, just a dot here and a dot here. Because I have hooded eyes, so you can see that it kind of migrates up anyway. So she just uses her ring finger to blend it out, so I'm going to do that as well. Now this peach is a little bit darker than what she used. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. Maybe I should have used a lighter peach. Okay, I found this brightener from Rare Beauty. It's not peach, but my lid needs a little bit more brightness. Okay, now I definitely want to go get that Milani one. Milani is one of my favorite drugstore brands.
This is the Milani eyeshadow palette in Whiskey Business. And I'm going to take this color right in the middle here with a little fluffy brush and just put that all over my lid.
All right, I just happen to have the same Milani eyeshadow palette. So I am going to take, I think I have the same brush as well, which is a BK Beauty 212, and I'm going into the same shade, which is, yes, this one right here. So she said all over the lid and up into the crease. Well, I don't think she said crease, but all over the lid. For me, I take it up into my crease and a little bit higher up as well because my eyes are hooded. And I'm also taking the shadow up and out towards my temple to give my downturned eyes a little lift. That's definitely something else you want to consider when you are following along with a makeup tutorial. You want to consider your own eye shape, what you know looks good for your specific eye shape. So you can definitely start off with the same shade, the same brush, and the same basic overall placement. But if you feel like you need to do what I do, which is lift up a little bit more versus straight out, then go ahead and do that.
With a small little angle brush, I'm going to pick up the color right here, and I'm going to add this right to my lash line on the top of my eye. If you struggle with eyeliner, just get a little angled brush with some chocolate brown eyeliner and then do small taps all the way across your eye. This is honestly the easiest way to apply eyeliner, and it's going to look a lot softer than a liquid.
So I think Selena is using this brush, this Nikki LaRose N11 angled eyeliner brush. So I'm going into that same brown, and she's just lining the upper lash lines. And as she mentioned, if you struggle with applying your eyeliner, a magnifying mirror is a must, as well as an angled brush is extremely helpful. And again, because my eyes turn down, I do want to lift a little bit on the outer corner. So I'm making a very, very small wing on the outer corners. Okay. All right, I messed up a little bit. I thought the next thing Selena did was go in with mascara. I've watched this video like 20 times. I thought I had it all down so that I didn't have to be watching it second by second as I did this video, but apparently I did need to do that because she does not go and put mascara on yet. She goes in with this.
Before I go in with any mascara, I'm going to take a little liquid eyeshadow. This is the color Blazed Up from Kevyn Aucoin, and I'm just going to tap some of this on and blend it out with my finger. This is the first time I'm going to use this mascara from MAC. It's called Magic Extension.
As you can see, that was really quick. She went from the eyeshadow to the mascara really, really quickly. And I do not have the Kevyn Aucoin product that she used. So what I do in that case, if I'm not familiar with the product or the shade, I will Google what it looks like. So this is what I found when I searched, and I tried to find something in my stash that looked similar. So I found two. This is a MAC Dazzle Glass. So I'm going to swatch this. Oh yeah, I think that'll work. It's a little bit more golden bronzy. Maybe more like, I think more like this one from Stila. Oh, hello. This is called Bronzed Belle. So she just puts it right on the lid. Okay, so obviously this is quite shimmery, which I like. I think it's pretty, but I think what she used might be a little bit better. Not quite as sparkly. Maybe I will try the Dazzle Glass. I think it's more pigmented and a little bit less sparkly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Maybe I will get that, oh my gosh, it's not coming to me, Kevyn Aucoin product that she's using. It looks so pretty. But I think this is very, very similar. Yeah, it looks more similar on the eye than it did swatched. I have not used one of these Dazzle glasses in so long, and they are so, so pretty. Okay. Well, I know some of you in my audience, in my Risa Does Makeup family, are probably thinking, that's too much shimmer, that's too much glitter for me. You could definitely use a like a less glittery product, just something in the same tone. I know Selena likes to use MAC Woodwinked a lot. Just any sort of shimmer, frosty type of shade without the actual glitter sparkle might be more your speed. And so she uses a MAC mascara that she ends up not really liking. So I used on the other eye the, well, and now on this eye, the L'Oreal Telescopic Lift, because it's what I had sitting the closest to where I'm filming.
My absolute favorite foundation is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream, and I'm going to use the color Fair. I'm just going to start this in the center of my face, and then I'm going to start working it towards the perimeter. When you're choosing a foundation brush, make sure that all the bristles are the same height, and there's a lot of bristles packed into the barrel. This is the 101 from BK Beauty, and it's my favorite foundation brush. I don't use anything else on my clients because it blends out the foundation so good.
I cannot wear this foundation. I cannot even wear the matte version of this foundation. It just does not work with my skin. It does not last long enough, especially this version. It's that oily skin thing. I need a very, very long lasting foundation. And this one, while some people say that it lasts them all day, that's great. It just doesn't on me. I think we all know by now that's just what happens when it comes to beauty products. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. I'm going to use my About Face Performer foundation. So I'm just patting that all over my face. And I'm going to try my best to not take off the eyebrows. I do wish this About Face foundation came with a pump instead of the applicator that it has.
I'm going to take that Milani concealer and just use this right underneath my eyes. I know I look a little bit weird right now, but just trust the process.
All right, so now for my under eyes, I think I am going to use that Catrice Under Eye Brightener. And I think this is all she uses for this entire look. No concealer on top. but I think I'm gonna need a concealer as well. My circles are extra dark today. All right, so that's just the brightener, and see, the brow, it's gone. It's half gone. It just doesn't work for me. I cannot do brows first.
I'm taking the Rare Beauty in Happy Soul, and I'm putting this into my contour area, down my temple, and up into my forehead. Then I'm gonna use a little dense brush to really blend this out. This look is very bronzy, sun-kissed, beachy, so make sure that you add a good amount of bronzer so that you look nice and healthy.
The shade I have in the Rare Beauty contour stick is Bright Side. I think it's one shade darker than the one she's using, and I'm putting it here, here, here. I haven't used this in a while, and I forget how good it is. It really is a nice, creamy contour product. Gotta snatch that jawline. And then I'm using this buffer brush from Merit Beauty, which is amazing, by the way. I love, love, love this brush.
I'm going back in with that cream eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my lower lash line. And I'm just doing this all the way across.
Okay, so I'm applying a little bit of that Dazzle Glass along the lower lash line. A little bit goes a long way with this, so just doing a light smudge. You know what else I think would be a good product for this? The Armani eye tints.
Taking the Charlotte Tilbury Pink Gasm, and I'm going to use this as my blush. I'm applying a little bit on the apple of my cheek and then going up towards my temple.
Okay, I have very little left of this product. It is the same Pink Gasm from Charlotte Tilbury.
My face a really good set. This is the airbrush powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just taking a little puff and pushing this into my skin. I find that my makeup never really looks good and soft until I put my setting powder on. So that's why I tell you to trust the process, because it can look a lot worse before it gets better. I'm gonna line my lips with this ColourPop pencil. This is called Another Round. It's really nice and creamy. So I'm just gonna line it, and then I'm gonna put some gloss right over top. This is Sweet Mouth from Fenty, and I'm gonna apply this right over top of that lip liner.
I do not have the ColourPop lip liner that she's using, but when I looked online, it is described as a rosy nude. So I thought, I'll just use my Peri Para lip pencil in rosy nude. I do have the Sweet Mouth lip gloss that Selena used for this look, so I'm gonna use it now. But I typically don't reach for my Fenty lip glosses as much as I love them. I think they're beautiful. So I should say I love the shades, but I don't love the formula, because I find that these are one of the few glosses that simply just do not stay on my lips. They have a tendency to migrate down my chin or over here. It's the only gloss brand that I've ever used that does that, and I can't figure out what's different about it. But again, for the sake of this video, I'm going to use the same shade since I have it.
I'm adding the color Cookie pretty much all over my face. I'm also gonna apply some right on the tip of my nose and down the bridge of my nose.
I also have the Cookie highlighter that she loves so much. It is a beautiful highlighter. I've been using my Rare Beauty highlighter the most lately, but I love this one too. So I'm adding Cookie to my cheekbones and down the bridge of my nose.
This is Freck OG, and I'm gonna add a few little faux freckles in around my nose. So I'm just tapping this really lightly. And then I'm gonna go over with my finger and just spread these out a bit. And this is the finished look.
I'll be honest with you, anytime I have tried to do faux freckles, I always felt like it just looked ridiculous on me. So I am not going to do that, but this is the finished look. What do you think as far as Would you wear this? Do you think that this look would look good on everyone? It is very bronzy, glowy. I'm shocked that I did not have to use any extra concealer underneath my eyes. The powder, the combination of the brightener and the powder looks good. I think I would use a different eyeshadow palette. And in fact, I'm going to take the liberty of taking this video to the next level. Meaning, you saw me follow Selena's tutorial, and now I am going to fix it into the way that it's still going to look the same, but it's going to be more me. So again, this is my process. This is how I tailor other people's tutorials to my own needs and likes. So that eyeshadow palette, as much as I typically like Milani products, I'm not blown away by this palette. So I'm going to switch over to my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes. And I feel like my eyeshadow is a little bit patchy, so I'm going to go into a very similar color to what we used the first step, the first eyeshadow step, and I'm just going to darken it a little bit and blend it out. I just feel like I needed a little bit more pigmentation, a little bit more dimension. And then I also feel like I need a little something on my outer corners, so I'm going to go in with that deeper brown and just pat right here. It's just to give my eyes that lift, which I think is just more flattering to my eye shape. So yeah, I'm just patting that on the outer corners. And then a finishing touch I always do with any makeup look is I take a little bit of an ivory shade and just put that under my brow to sort of soften the concealer where I carved out my brow, and also just to give a little bit more of a blend between my crease shade and the brow. All right, what do you guys think? When I got up from this filming room and went into my bedroom to change clothes and fix my hair, when I passed by the first mirror I got to, I stopped in my tracks, looked in the mirror and thought, wow, this looks even better than I thought. It's not that far off from what I usually do, but yet it is. I can't put my finger on what's different about it. I'm sure you all can probably tell me in the comments what you think is different about this versus what I do, even though I did go in and tweak things just a little bit. I also added on just a couple of individual lashes just to the outer corners of my lashes, just for some oomph, because you know I've got to have my oomph on the lashes. And once again, I think this is the third time I'm saying it, but when you have an eye shape like mine, or whatever your eye shape is, there are things that you know are the most flattering for them. So with my eye shape, it is extending the shadow outwards, lifting it up a little bit, adding a little bit of depth to the outer corners, and then that little bit of lash makes me feel complete. And you know what's interesting? Since I used this Fenty gloss on its own and not over something, I'm noticing that it's not running. Typically, I wear a gloss over a lipstick or a liquid lipstick, or even over liner. I did blend in my lip liner a little bit, but I didn't cover the entire lip area. This is just mostly the gloss, and maybe that's the secret with this one. You can't, or I can't, layer it over something else, because even though it hasn't been, you know, hours and hours, typically when I've used Fenty glosses in the past, within 10 minutes, I'll have it running down my chin. So maybe that's the secret. As usual, all of the products that I used today will be listed and linked down below in the description box. If you are someone who does watch TikTok, be sure to go follow Selena. She's incredible. She does something called angel makeup. That is her signature bridal look. It's so beautiful, and she really takes you step by step into how she achieves it. She's just extremely knowledgeable, extremely sweet, as you could probably tell from that video. So definitely give her a follow if you are someone who watches TikTok. But remember, the series is I watch TikTok, so you don't have to. I plan to continue to bring you the best of what I find over on that app, because from the feedback I get, the majority of my audience is not interested in having another app on their phone. That is going to be more of a time suck, because I'm not gonna lie, it definitely is. If you did enjoy this video, I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the Risa Does Makeup family. I do upload new content at least twice per week. You can also find more content from me over on TikTok and on Instagram. I used to say TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and now I no longer say Facebook because I'm just not really active on there anymore. I've got to go where the people are, and a lot of the people are on TikTok, and a lot of the brands are on TikTok, and that's where they seem to be looking these days for influencers to work with and send PR to, etc., etc. Times they are a-changin'. So in this job, I have to kind of roll with the changes while still keeping my core audience happy. Do not worry, I am never leaving YouTube. YouTube is my home and always will be. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, all of the products will be listed and linked. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comment section. Again, let me know if you've tried this look. Do you think you're gonna try this look? Let me know how it goes. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.